Hey everybody, today I'm excited to be able to talk to you about sealants and the proper technique for doing sealants. What I've done here today is I've mounted a couple premolars that were extracted here to be sealed up, and as you can see, these teeth are pretty nice and clean. They've had no sealants previously. You can see here that they are ready to be done. All right. There's a couple really key steps to sealants, and I'm going to be going over those with you today. And the first step, it probably continues through all of them, is going to be dryness. Teeth have to be dry for sealants to work. So the first step is to dry your teeth. And these, of course, are already dry. Before you put the etch on, you're going to do make sure the teeth are dry. Dry them off for a good 5 or 10 seconds. So here I'm going to place a little bit of etch here on the teeth. You can see I'm only placing etch really kind of in the grooves of the teeth. And then kind of work it in. You can work it in with the tip of the etch, or with an explorer to kind of make sure you get it etched down inside. It's really key the etch stays on for at least 15 seconds per tooth. It is what basically cleans out the tooth and makes it ready for the sealant. The way you can tell if you've done a good job with your etch is after you've waited that period of time, is once you clean it off and rinse it and dry it, you can see it turn this kind of chalky white color. So here I've let it sit for at least 10 seconds. I'm going to give it a good little rinse. You want to make sure to get all the etch off completely. Oftentimes it requires both air and water to be able to get that to happen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry these teeth really, really well. You can see how I'm drying them and keeping that on there. It takes a lot of drying to get the tooth right and really ensuring through the whole appointment. Now, as you see, this water spray has gone everywhere. Remember that having the patient's isolate in place and catching that etch is really key and important as well. And once I've got these nice and dry, you can kind of see right here how dry those appear to be on the inside. Once you've got that dryness, you've got the things looking really good, no moisture whatsoever, then you're time to place your sealant, all right? And the sealant, as it goes on, it's going to go on a very, very fine little coat right down in the grooves of those teeth. I'm going to seal one but not the other, so you can kind of see the difference between the two teeth once completed. We take that and then it's all set and ready to go. We'll then come along and again, making sure it's perfectly dry. We then, to make sure, we're going to take the tooth and we're going to then cure it. You want to get the tip as close to the tooth as possible. In fact, if you can even touch the tooth a little bit, then you're going to start it and you're going to hold for at least a good 15-second time period. Sealants, as they cure from the outside in like a cake. So if you don't cure long enough, you bake the outside of the cake but not the inside, and it stays gooey, which means the sealant will not stay. So it's really, really key important. You go directly on the tooth, keep that on the tooth, look through your shield, and you can then make sure you're staying on the tooth and you get your cure that you're looking for. All right. So I've got both the sealed and the unsealed tooth here. You can take a look at. So again, really key steps, making sure sealants stick and stay there for a long time. 1, keeping it dry before the etch, after the etch, during the entire sealant placement process. Number 2, making sure etch stays on there for at least 15 seconds to be able to get way down into the cracks and nooks and crannies of the teeth to make those little micro pores that the sealants flow into and hook into. Without those micro pores, then they can't happen. So you have to have at least 15 seconds on the etch. And then number 3, after placing the sealant, smoothing it up and then curing it, you need to get that 15 seconds so it cures all the way through and cooks and bakes all the way into the middle of the tooth. And that's how you do a proper sealant on a tooth. Looking forward to doing these hands-on with you in the office, and hope that was helpful. Thanks.